As a theology student, I realized that there wasn't a lot of what I would call Anglican theology out there in the United States. The dominant voices of theology in the United States are Reformed or Lutheran or Methodist or Roman Catholic. And so I was looking, for Anglican voices.
The Reverend Dr. Robert MacSwain is the professor of theology at the University of the South and priest of the Oratory of the Good Shepherd.
Austin Farrer was an Anglican philosopher, theologian, New Testament scholar, priest, and chaplain at Oxford. And I just got fascinated with him on multiple levels and ultimately decided to go to the UK to do my doctorate on Austin Farrer. And my supervisor was David Brown, who at that time was at Durham University, but then moved to St. Andrews, and so I moved with him. And David represented a very similar intellectual profile for me as Austin Farrer. So it was the juxtaposition of these two figures, the one that I was studying with and the one that I was studying, that generated a number of these essays.
Dr. MacSwain has compiled a new book, Essays Anglican and Analytic, Explorations in Critical Catholicism, which brings together some of his most significant essays on Anglican theology.
Where the book came from was a sudden realization that a number of essays that I had published on different figures actually had a commonality to them, that there was, under the surface, that there was a connection. They offer ways of thinking about Scripture, theology, the church, sacraments, about the Anglican tradition that I think are largely lacking in current discussion. What I'm trying to find is a neglected voice, kind of a lost option that's not really being heard. I would hope that people would realize that there are more ways to think about things than we often assume, and that it would enrich the conversation. This is a book of philosophy and theology, but I think that there are spiritual implications that might help us understand not just the nature of God, but our relationship with God better.